the FDIC basically agreed with their members to create to bail out those banks essentially. It doesn't matter. Like they're gonna recover most of the assets anyways. Like I understand. Like the thing that most of these banks did is they invested too heavily into like at least for I didn't read why. I didn't read why Signature Bank went down, but I read why SVB went down, right? And they went down because basically I looked over all their financials and everything. I spent like hours on this. I was actually like super interested in it. I was like, I wonder if this is gonna be like a, have like a domino effect of some kind and stuff like that, right? So I fucking read over everything, basically. Silicon Valley Bank was overinvested into like 10-year. They were way too long on their investments. They invested in the safest thing ever: federal treasury notes, U.S. government debt. Their mistake was investing with 10-year notes when they should have invested in like 3 or 6 month or maybe 1-year notes. So that was their mistake. So if FDIC is gonna like liquidate Silicon Valley Bank, they're gonna get almost all their money back anyway. Basically, they're just making it so that everybody can access their money by Monday. The FDIC more or less is like loaning the money, and the FDIC member banks are like loaning the money to Silicon Valley Bank so that they can access all their funds on Monday. That's basically what's happening right now. And then eventually those banks will sell off the FDIC will sell off those assets and repay back those banks as much as they can. In the end, all of the big banks will lose like maybe a couple of $1 billion or something like that, which sounds like a lot of money, but when your bank is worth $3 trillion, I know or has $3 trillion deposits and is worth hundreds of billions of dollars. It's and you're spreading it out between all of the banks that are FDIC members. It's not that big of a deal. Each bank is going to maybe pay a few $100 million, which is like pennies for them. Not pennies, but like it's not a huge deal, basically.
Secure the bombs.
All right. You hate finances? I love it. Love it. Always been interested in it since I was a kid.
Op 4 located a bomb. Protect it.
Yes. So the devs, the Rainbow Six, or whatever, Ubisoft as a company, committed to supporting Rainbow Six for 10 more years. Which is cool. How long have I been streaming? 6 years as of next month. Kind of crazy. Yeah, I'm gonna reinforce Picnic if they can get those anchors.
Better do it quick, George, because they're out on the balcony already.
Yeah.
What?
Crypto banks don't count. I would say yeah, but I mean, Silicon Valley Bank wasn't a crypto bank.
One's definitely bull.
I honestly don't think that there's gonna be like.
By a scan.
I honestly don't think that there's like long-term issues from this whole situation. Personally,
That's like Picnic, George.
I'm not a fucking fortune
side.
teller, right? I have a decent understanding of finances, but I'm by no means like any form of like expert like that, right? So like anything can happen, but I mean, I'm still leaving all my money and investments the way that they are personally,
Oh, he just ran in on me.
Yep. Oh my god, bro. Like, ugly, ugly, ugly loser. Okay, came in breach.
Mission failed. All friendlies neutralized.
Oh. I gotta ask what our teammates are doing. Stacked on the staircase.
Not financial advice. I would say I don't think it ever makes sense to really buy individual stocks for the most part. It just makes sense to buy index funds. And honestly, right now, once again, this is not financial advice, but I mean, just buy U.S. government debt, dude. The stock market is not a great place to be right now in general, and you can get guaranteed 5% U.S. government debt, safest investment in the world, safer than keeping your money in a bank account. The literal safest investment you can make. So, yep. It's not, hey, you're not getting rich overnight or anything, but it's a consistent 5% compounding interest year over year. It's huge. Not as safe as gold, way safer than gold. Gold moves up, gold moves down, gold can be stolen from you. U.S. government debt is as safe as it gets. Invest in diamonds. Poor investment. People who say to buy gold and silver are, like, generally speaking, the only time that gold and silver, physical gold and silver, will ever be valuable, really, to the point where it's like a great investment, is if society literally collapses and then everything gets wiped out, and then when things go back to normal, quote unquote, then your gold or silver will be useful. Other than that, it'll never be useful. You're such a freak, man. In the game window. Yo, can I have a dock? Yo, dock, can I have a dock? Quick. They're pushing. Okay. Gold and silver, physical gold and silver are like literally like the worst investments ever.
Yo, Doc, punch
The
a hole
only
in this
like
wall and give me a
like
doc.
I'm telling you, they're like the only way that becomes valuable is if there's like full-blown societal collapse and then society recovers.
Thanks,
But you
homie.
know what's going to be more valuable than that? Food and water. Food and water. There's like no point in which I would spend money on physical gold or silver outside of like cosmetic jewelry maybe. Which is not an investment, it's for...
Reloading. Last stop standing.
Your dad keeps telling you about gold and silver. Guess which one of you is stable? I mean, the thing is like the thing is when you buy physical gold and silver, you're not buying it at the actual price that it's selling. You're generally buying it for a premium, right? Plus you have to pay shipping. It could be stolen from you. It could be, you could lose it. Someone could steal it. It could, you get the idea, right? If you have just putting your money, gold has been here for 1,000 years. Okay, cool. That doesn't matter. In the meantime, you're giving up a fucking ton of potential gains over the years. Gold and silver, I've done the math on stream for it multiple times. It does not appreciate at the rate of traditional investments. Real estate, stocks, even like a lot of times U.S. government debt and stuff over the years, whatever, any of those things, especially if you're moving in and you're keeping semi-informed that you're moving into like U.S. government debt when the economy's shit and interest rates are high, and back into stocks when there's growth there, and
Secure the bombs.
It's literally like one of the worst investments ever. Like I said, the only way it ever makes sense. The only way it ever makes sense is if like society collapses more or less and everything collapses. Which at that point, my bet would be to more to buy food. To have food and water and stuff like that over a fucking brick of gold or whatever. Right.
Swapping max. 5 seconds.
If money collapses, then your gold is also worth nothing. The only time gold is worth something is if the economy then fully recovers. Then you could sell your gold for whatever assets there are. Gold is just a commodity. You can't, like, really use it for too much. It's also hard to sell. When you buy and sell gold, you're not getting market rates for it. You're getting less. You're paying more for it, and you're getting less for it when you sell it. Your dad has nothing except for a bit of silver. He's got you have your place, money in the bank, a retirement account, all the electronics you want. Don't trust people to tell you to buy that. Yes. Gold is, like, it seriously is. It's a scam. I hate Ayana! Please! Change the color of her hair! From the garage window. Two are in picnic. Shark Cam. If you talk about collapse, it could be traded. Okay, bro. You're talking about full-blown collapse. Who the fuck is gonna be... What are you gonna do? Hunk a piece off of your brick of gold? If you legitimately think that the fucking world economy is going to collapse, where fucking everything is worth zero, you don't actually believe that. There's no way you actually fucking believe that. Unless the only people that I would believe that actually say that shit better go live somewhere off grid that's 100% like completely dependent. It's like 100% self-dependent. Otherwise, I don't believe you. Otherwise, you're just a weirdo, like, LARPing the fucking end of, like, society. LARPing is live-action roleplay. It's like those, like nerds that fucking are out there, like, pretending to be knights in the middle of a fucking field reenacting battles. It's just a meme. Can't say LMAO. You can definitely sell LMAO. Say LMAO. No, I mean, if somebody literally lives, like, in the, like, I don't think it's gonna happen, right? But if somebody literally lives in the middle of nowhere, and they have their own power, water, fucking food sources and food supplies, and all that kind of shit, right? Okay, then I believe that you think the world is gonna end. If you live in fucking the middle of a city, and you have a bunch of bricks of gold because you think society's gonna collapse into worth something, you're an idiot. You're brain dead, truly. Gold is a sucker's investment.
Found a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse.
Dorm's window is now closed, but it was open at one point.
Like I said, the most valuable currency is Twitter likes. There you go.
Disabling electronics. Device is going dark.
I invested in this gold and have a grudge against gold forever. None of that. I just don't like seeing people get, like, suckered into, like...
Up dorm stairs. They'll be in laundry, one's in split.
I just don't like seeing people
split.
get, like...
See Jaeger, he swung in the bathroom. He's dead. Yo, Warden's, or Orc split.
Warden's top main. I just don't like seeing people getting suckered into, like, buying physical gold. Even if for whatever reason you want to buy gold as an investment, like, it makes more sense to buy, like, paper gold, essentially. Like, invest into gold that's, gold commodities, like paper gold commodities and stuff like that. But at least this way you don't have to worry about it getting stolen. You don't have to insure it or anything like that, right? You don't have to worry about it. So like a bond for gold, pretty much. It's just paper gold. Like it says you own X amount of gold or whatever. And this way, if you actually want to invest in gold, you're buying at market price and selling at market price, and you don't have to actually pay for shipping and delivery and take it and whatever the fuck there is.
Diffuser is active. Protected at all costs. Op 4 eliminated.
And I would, I personally would never do that, but if I was ever gonna invest in the gold for some reason, that's the way I'd do it. Your sketchy uncle buys gold sheets used for jewelry and sells it to jewelers. Well, that's like a job. You're selling it to be made into jewelry. Actual hand gold is more valuable than your shit stock gold. Okay, you're just a troll, Musk. So whenever you type things, I just like laugh. Okay. I know what you're trying to do. I've actually dealt with those people before in real life. There was a guy, actually. He was telling me how much money he made because he bought gold in like the 70s. Right? He was a contractor. Like he never actually did work at my house, but he was giving me a bid. He ended up being too busy. Nice guy anyway. But I was like talking to him and stuff like that, and he was like telling me how much money that he bought in gold in like the 70s and like 80s, and he's been buying it consistently over all these years, like gold and silver. And I pulled it up and I showed him, like, if he took like traditional investments over the last like whatever 40 fucking years, how much more money he would have made. And he just kind of stood there for a second, like, in just shock and awe, like, wow, I just fucked up my, like, for the past 40 years, basically. He's like, well, he's like, what if all those banks and stocks and stuff go to zero? And I'm like, well, then we have bigger problems than you holding a fucking brick of metal. And then he just kind of sat there, like, you know? I was like, if that's really a concern for you, that you think that that's a situation that could happen, I was like, go move to the boonies and get a farm with, like, solar power and a well. And he just kind of stood there like, oh. That makes sense. That was main.
You located a bomb.
Another one main, George.
That's one I think
Warden's
was
dead,
main.
George. Warden's dead, George.
I'm gonna plant.
Up main. Oh, he's below.
Yep, it's a Solus. Such a fucking loser. Just look down the holes for me, Ash. I'm plant.
He's gonna come up the stairs, George.
Yeah. Diffuser is active. Protected at all costs.
He's up.
He's spotted vending machine. Nice trade.
Op 4 eliminated. Friendly mission successful.
Of course, it's always a baiting Solus or... I had a feeling... I thought it was going to be a Pulse, honestly, but... Right. I mean, if somebody lives in the middle of... Like I said, the only people I trust when they say that type of shit... Mostly it's just people being like... Once again, if you believe that that's the case, move to the middle of nowhere. Max Middleton, they turned 29 months. Hope the wife and kids are doing good. Say hi to Brian for you. Will do. Brian's not real, but wife and kid are good. Map got a Night Haven. Yeah, I might, maybe we'll do them. We'll see.
Need to use your drone to locate a bomb.
Hey, get out of here. Your dad does live in the middle of nowhere. You live in the city.
Drone has found a bomb.
Well, does your dad buy physical silver and gold? Does your dad live 100% off grid where he does not need to interact with society at all in any way, shape, or... What the fuck? Okay, must be a
10
soulless.
seconds to insertion. Insertion in 5 seconds. You've located a bomb. Make your way to its location and defuse it.
If I legitimately thought the world was gonna end, right, or whatever, like the financial system was gonna collapse to zero, like these people do, I would buy a fuck ton of land that I was able to like farm self-sufficiently, and with like a big well that had unlimited water, solar, backup solar, you know, all that type of shit. And then, if you still have a fuck ton of extra money past that point, then I guess you could also buy some gold and silver. That is the only way I would ever buy gold and silver. If I was that type of person.
Four last options.
Oh, George, go nuts.
Woo!
Let's go.
Four neutralized. Mission successful. Spotted.
Prepare for failure, don't prepare to prepare. I mean, like, I don't think it's bad to prepare for stuff, like, mildly. Like, I have a generator, right? I have backup internet, because, hey, sometimes I lose power. Sometimes I lose internet. I have, like, extra cases of water and stuff like that. I just keep those around all the time anyway, because we have, like, big family events. And, hey, I have a half a cow in my freezer, right? It's not really for, like, that, but it's good. It's good to have some extra food around, right? And, we have a pretty stocked up pantry and all that kind of stuff. That stuff's, like, good, because you never know, right? It's not even, like, about necessarily, like, the fucking end of the world or whatever. Having a little bit of extra food and water and stuff is, like, good. You should have a little bit of extra. Right? I'm not stockpiling this shit. I got, like, maybe, I don't know, fucking few weeks or something. But couple of weeks or something, maybe. Maybe longer with the cow if I have power and stuff, but... Mm-hmm. Mm-mm.